I'm Drew SoulQuest. You are watching Quest Convo, where we talk the culture because we are the culture.
It's your man Dev Devious in the building. One more episode of Quest Convo. Let's get into it.
Oh yeah, you already know, man. What's up with you, bro?
Nothing, man. Just trying to get into the swing of things. You know, got this new house, got these new bills, got this new everything. So trying to figure all this out, but you know, I'm gonna make it happen one way or other. So
Oh yeah, man. I hear you, bro. Yeah, that's it's the blessing and the curse right there. You know what I'm saying? Nice things come way more responsibility, more bullshit for sure.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, for
Definitely.
sure.
This is a different topic. We don't. A lot of people don't really talk about it too much, but the most controversial songs in hip hop, or you know, songs that kind of caused the controversial stir in hip hop. You know, what do you have to speak with your experiences? I know you probably had a lot of more in your heyday.
Yeah, man. This was another, hard list to come up with because I mean, shit, controversy is what hip hop represents. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Since day one, it's been the voice of the streets, the voice of the culture, the voice of change, the voice of revolt and stand up and fuck the powers that be and fuck the system and some of the most misogynist fucking mind states.
Going into the list, I started off, and I
Okay.
started off with a relatively recent one. It's actually it's two of them that I kind of came up with as far as the more recent ones.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say the WAP, the Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion. That was a lot of that. That was a very, 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 very controversial song. Like,
Man.
just you know, in the terms of everything that went on with it. I mean, the women had something to say. The men had something to say. The white people had something to say. The black people had something to say. It was just, I mean, it brought up this conversation that you know we're not ready to have, and you know that not only are we ready to have it, we might not ever be ready to have it because that would require everybody in that conversation to take an honest look at themselves, and I don't think a lot of people will be willing to do that, especially in the black community. And I'll just leave it at that as far as that one goes.
Yeah, that one was kind of like, I ain't gonna lie, like I was on the woman's side with that because I looked at it. I was really surprised that it created that much controversy because I'm like, we are in a social media society. We in a nasty ass porn social media society where it's ass and titties every day. I go check my email. I go check anything business. I can't go online without seeing ass. Bottom line, we live in that kind of society. So I was really surprised. I was like, why is they blowing this out of proportion? I just chalked it up to, is it because he's some two black rich, two of the biggest blackest richest artists in the game right now, and they women, and y'all the powers that be can't handle these women being this sexual or whatever the case, because it was more so where they kind of flipped it, where it wasn't usually, I guess the way the song went, they were kind of like in control. Like, no,
Right.
nigga, you talking about fucking me? No, nigga, I'm gonna fuck you.
Right.
I'm gonna put this pussy on you. I'm gonna do the, you know what I'm saying? They put themselves more in a dominant role, and you know some weak niggas can't handle that kind of thing. But the song was really not that. I mean, nigga, we can live through Too Short and Two Live Crew and all this other shit. That shit wasn't.
I never had a problem
Yeah,
with the
they was
song.
empowering the pussy on that song, and I think
I
that's
Yeah,
the
I
problem.
totally get it. I
Yeah.
totally get it. But I think for me with that song in particular, I didn't have a problem with the song at all. I thought the
Mm-hmm.
song sucked because it was just basic as hell.
Yeah.
I was just like, no, I'm cool. But you know, whatever. But the controversy, I think it's a lot deeper than that. Just I think what it is like what you're starting to see. A lot of women are kind of starting to like kind of live vicariously through women like Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion and stuff like that, and it's influencing their way of thinking. You know, for better or for worse. I don't know. Yes is yet to remain be seen. But where you got these women who are following them, and and kind of like how you could say like us, as men in our in the black community, we follow these niggas and we follow the trends that they said. We wear our clothes like them and we talk like them and we get our cars and shit to look like how they look in the videos and shit like that, blah, blah, blah. So it might be that same thing where they are influencing them by what they doing and saying and doing in their videos. And also, younger girls, because I heard that was a lot of, debate too. Like, oh, there's a lot of young girls listening to this. And I kind of understood it from both sides where it's like, yeah, well, they was already listening to stuff like that and everything like that. But they shouldn't be listening to stuff like that before this song and after this song until they are of age. So I kind of got it on both sides. Moving on, I have next Eminem's entire career.
Yeah.
I mean, where do you want me to start? How much time do we got?
Right, I know. We ain't got that much time. Shit.
Exactly. That's the point. That's why I just summed it up. This nigga's whole career.
Yeah.
Just God, it's almost like his career wouldn't have worked without it.
Right.
With him being white, because you know, and I think that's kind of like the genius of this nigga, because it's like he got away with a lot of shit that I don't think niggas would have got away with.
Oh yeah.
Because it's like he talking about murdering mothers and baby mothers and shit,
yeah,
and baby mamas and shit like that. See, niggas just talking about shooting other niggas in the street. That's a little, neither one is equally right. But if you want to put them one on or other on the scale, two men killing each other versus a man just doing some old sick shit, or just the outlandish dishes. He just had something to say about everybody. You had something to say about Michael Jackson. You had something to say about Christina Aguilera. You had something to say about Britney Spears. You had something to say about your own people you ran with. You talk shit about Dr. Dre, talk shit about 50. I'm like,
yeah.
And I'm just like, what do you have to gain from all this? And then still somehow get everybody's respect and everybody still like you and fuck with you.
Well, see, the thing with M, which I've been saying about him for years, the reason why he took over and is so respected, because he had basically the best of both worlds. On the black side, like, yeah, don't get it twisted. Like, my main thing with M that I have a problem with as an MC with him is his voice. You know what I mean? And I think I've even had this conversation with you. Like, for example, the way he spit on Renegade. He rarely rapped like that. He was at a nice even tone, just spitting in the cut because he on there with Jay. He wasn't doing all that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So through the years, I've had problems with him with his voice like that. But outside of that, to hear him freestyle or the way he puts words together, yes, it is genius. So he had us on the hip hop side of things, because on the early days, which you may not even know about, he started off with like Ruckus Records, doing mixtapes and shit with them. Ruckus was like a little independent kind of movement / label where it was that's where like Talib and Mos Def.
And Mos Def, yeah, I was about to say,
like
I heard,
that.
yeah.
So with the Ruckus Records, they used to do like compilations called Lyricist Lounge. I think they had another one, Bomb something, but I know they did Lyricist Lounge. And like I said, it was all them super lyrical, Mos Def, Pharoah Monch, Talib, people like that. So Eminem used to be on that kind of shit with them. So lyrically, he got us from that, from a hip hop perspective. And then he got the white folks because he always introduced that kind of slapstick comedy / alternative crazy kind of white boy shit, gave it kind of like that rock star crazy shit edge. So You
Yeah.
combine all them together, you getting everybody. You know what I'm saying? We fucking with you. We respect you. You with Dr. Dre, 50 biggest motherfuckers in the world. But then you on the other end, you doing all this crazy shit, killing your mom. That's that crazy white people shit that's gonna appeal to them.
Hey,
So
but then, oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm
oh
sorry.
no. So yeah, I'm well. That's pretty much it. I mean, so he had basically had the best of both worlds, and that hugely contributed to his success. Where he could be, could rock a rap show and be on the ticket with some rappers. Could also fuck around and be on the ticket with a alternative rock band concert or whatever, and still rip that shit and get money. You know what I
And
mean?
start a mosh pit and that shit.
Exactly. Yeah.
But no, but I wanted to just point out another thing that that we goes into the controversial nature of Eminem is that this nigga has actually inspired real life violence that has been attributed back to him. Like nigga, he's the reason we did this shit. Look and blame him. And then he had to come out and be like, hey man, this shit is just for show. Okay. This is entertainment. I do not kill my mother and cut my baby mother off and throw her over a bridge. I don't do that. Why would y'all think that I do that? Right. So, I mean, you had kids actually going shooting their parents and motherfuckers killing other kids and all kind of, I've seen different stories here and there where it's like, really? So it's like, and trying to get this man, trying to get him banned, trying to get his music banned, trying to get him thrown in prison, all kind of shit, getting sued. I'm like, how the fuck you gonna sue me for some shit somebody did because they listen to me? Like, I didn't tell them to do that shit. That's got to be the dumbest shit. I would try to talk to them personally. Like, why would you do that? What do you got to get from? What do you get from suing me? Because of some shit your son did.
Exactly.
I would come down from my celebrity whatever perch and just be like, come talk to me. Let's go have a drink. Cause you full of shit right here. Tip drill by Nelly. Yeah, this was
the beat
I remember
cut days.
Yeah, basically. Actually, damn. Has it really been about 20, 21 years since this shit came out? Because
I want to say Tip Drill was between 01, 04. Yeah, that man, time ain't shit. Tip Drill been damn near like 20 years. That's crazy.
And it's crazy. Just segue off of that. Me and Alyssa, I be blowing her head off every time because I have this ability where I can just like, damn, I remember that song, and I just type it up or whatever. And I was listening to some certain shit, and she was just dancing. She was like, "Play some music so we can dance." And I played some Yang Yang Twins, and blah blah blah. And we was listening to that. I was like, "Babe, this shit is 20 years old."
Crazy.
She was like, "Wait, what?" I was like, "Yeah, this is like 21 years old. This shit came out like 99."
Crazy.
She was like, "No, it didn't." I was like, "Yeah," and then in like 2 years, Get Low will be 20 years old. And it's like, how can it be 20 years old and it like never really went anywhere?
Well, that's that because that's it's classic music. It's it's different levels of classic music. Obviously, you got your old school shit, your R&B, you got classic rock, jazz, all that stuff. Now hip hop pretty much being the youngest genre of music. We're like in our first generation of our classic music. You know what I'm saying? We've went through our first little season or generation, whatever. You know what I'm saying? As a whole, the genre is like around 40 years old, a little bit older than 40 years old. So we're like the youngest genre of music. All this other shit that been around forever. So now you getting your classic hip hop songs, your shits that's motherfuckers was ahead of their time making, whether it was lyrical, whether it was club hip hop, trap hip hop, whatever it was, motherfuckers making that classic form of whatever kind of hip hop that they doing. And now it's 20 years. Some of that shit aged well and it's still hit like a motherfucker 20 years later, some not.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But the shit that was ahead of its time and real classic, yeah, it's still like, yeah, that Little John shit, Yin Yang, that's gonna had a club lit as fuck today. It had the club lit 10 years ago, 20 years ago. You know what I mean? It's yeah. You put that shit on right now, bitches gonna do they thing.
It's good thing,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Instantly,
Yeah.
yeah. Back the ass up, all that.
Yeah.
All of it is like 20, 25 years old.
Shit,
And I'm just
especially
like,
back that ass up. That shit,
but I'm just like, but I just remember hearing that shit all throughout my life. And it's like, damn, it makes sense because if it's 20 years old and I done heard it all throughout my life, nigga, I'm about damn near 30. It make fucking sense. It's just still just like, what the, like, where the fuck did the time go?
Yeah. Crazy.
It seemed like shit that dropped in 2017 was just here, you know.
Right.
And now that's what 4 or 5 years ago.
Mm.
So it's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, tip drill, man, that was crazy because that kind of was what brought my attention to the whole objectification of women conversation in music, because I was still young when that song came out. I was like, I remember all the kids at school was talking about it, but I was still young for like 4th or 5th grade. So I started hearing all that and everything like that. And I would hear all these women on these panels in court. And these women are being objectified and they are this and being held against their will and da-da-da-da, and somebody should save them and take them away from these oppressors and da-da-da. And then I watched the video on VET Uncut, and I mean, every woman got a smile on their face.
Right.
Every woman seems to be enjoying themselves.
Oh shit.
Having quite a time though. And it confused me because I'm just like, well, why are y'all so mad when they not? Shit. I was like, they're not mad. So how are you mad?
You said they making good money, getting good drugs, good champagne and shit.
They drinking, they around money, they around men that got status, like they getting everything they want. They seem like they where they want to be to me. And I mean, but that was the conclusion my 5th grade mind came up with. I was like, these women look happy here.
Right.
They don't look like they suffering or anything at all. And then you let them tell it, ban the video. Oh, we can't play it on BET Uncut. It's too uncut for uncut.
Right. Yeah.
I'm like, and then I remember I went back and looked at it with grown-up eyes. I done been around the block. I know what's going on out here. And then go back to the damn video. It ain't even that damn bad. Actually, it's quite tame compared to the shit today. And I was like, this shit had people up in arms. Yeah. And I just think that just goes to show you how different times we in, nowadays. Because, certain shit is like, I don't know, certain shit that got over back then would never fly today. That would just be, it would just, and certain shit that would fly today would probably get you beat up back then. So it's crazy how time, how society just shifts and shapes and determines what is controversial and what isn't controversial.
It's some lines I listen to now back in the day, and I mean, I can't even like defend the shit. You know what I mean? I can't even defend it. Like, oh no, it's hardness, and I get it at the end.
It's the Chris Rock shit. It's the Chris Rock shit.
You know what I mean? It is art, just like music, movies, dance, whatever. It's part of the arts, and I get it. It's being creative. It's telling a story. It's making a movie, and I get that. But it's just with hip hop because it's so. Art that really just comes from Black people, from the streets. It always speaks to us and hit us differently. That shit is life. You know what I mean? So yeah, we can't really. It's such life. We can't put the art in it. You like, no, nigga, that shit real. That nigga we did this and we was out there and he did this. that shit is life. It ain't no. We don't look at it. Real black people don't look at the art of it because it's to them it's not, even though it is.
Right.
This is life, and we spitting about it. We reporting this shit. We giving you that perspective. But a lot of this shit I be listening to, something from back in the day, and like I said, man, I can't even fucking defend it. I be like, y'all niggas, you talking about just blatant trains on bitches and doing this and just you know, I don't even want to say it.
Just be defied. Just want to defy.
Yeah, like a very famous line from DMX.
I know what you're talking about.
I don't even want to say it. You know what? We all we ain't go up. Oh, y'all all took it and y'all did it wrong. That's wrong.
Yeah, I was like, I'll be listening to shit. I'll be like,
and at the time, once again, I'm young.
That was a good one.
Yeah, at the time, I'm like, shit. You just spitting the lyrics. You're not even really knowing what the fuck you're saying. You just
right. Yeah. That I don't know, man. That's just
you can't defend.
I mean, it's like, what do you want me to say, man?
Right.
Like, just listen. Ain't nobody. Everybody got they not proud moments. Okay, leave it. You know.
Yeah, it's.
I'm like at that point, all you can say is, well, you didn't say some shit. Shut up.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
that's all I. What did he say? You done said some shit. The fuck what you done said when nobody listening to you. Shut up. I ain't gonna, So I don't know. I just niggas just say whatever.
Hey, dude, we do. I mean, whatever, nigga.
Like, yeah, and I'm just like, niggas just say whatever. And sometimes I'm just like, was there no, I don't want to say parental figure, but was there like no OG in your circle or somewhere, and just like, and if I so and so ridiculous shit, nephew, what are you doing down there?
Right. Nope.
Like, no, he don't know, and then rewind it and play it back for him. Unsayable shit that won't nobody accept. Did you just hear what he said? You hear what you just said?
Right.
You can't put that shit out.
Mm-mm.
They didn't and I'm just like, but how? It's like if I was in that position, I want that. Like, if I was to get on rapping, just out of nowhere, if I just, Drew, you gotta come with me. You gotta come. I need you with me because I can't do this shit by myself. I ain't about to have these niggas my age, bruh. You think I should spend my last 10 bands on some coke? Hell yeah, bruh. Do that shit. Snort all of it.
Yep.
Why? Why are you with niggas like that?
Right. Yeah. Crazy.
Why? Why are you with niggas like that? Like, I don't, so I don't feel like a lot of people had a lot of guidance or something, because it is. It's like you say certain shit. I'm just like, nigga, I mean, I'm with you, but then you got there and I'm just like, why you gotta do all that?
Yeah.
Well, we could have did all this, but why you gotta do that though? You ain't have to do all that.
Cause shit, they didn't have the guidance. Cause shit, the mom and auntie and them, they focus on the bag too. Hell yeah, say that shit. Let's get this money.
But why you gotta defile the woman, man? Why you gotta be evil to her?
Yeah.
We know they do that. We know they do their thing. We know they do their thing. But come on, some shit is just evil.
Yeah, and that's fucked up. That's the difference. Like, right? It ain't nothing new with talking about like sex in songs and talking about having sex with women in songs. All genres been doing that shit forever. You know what I mean? But that's one of those things where it's been accepted because I ain't gonna say not all the time, obviously, but most of the time that shit is consensual. So a woman can accept that and vibe with that part a little bit or whatever. You talking that shit. You want shit? I do too, motherfucker. Shit. You know what I mean? So a lot of times some of that shit can be accepted, but when you, like you said, when you cross that line and it's taken without permission or We talk
Yeah,
about
no,
the
you can't do that.
group thing, or we talking about or talking about your boy Ross. You putting some in the bitch drink. That's
No,
when it
yeah,
get,
like what
you know what I
that's
mean?
creep shit. That's creep
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. That's when it
You know.
gets nigga. No, you can't. Mm-mm.
Now I wanna run this by you real quick. Now take the creep shit out of it. Because we don't do that shit over here. So fuck all that.
Oh yeah, not
But
at all.
but but
Never.
but when you do okay, so taking the music, like you said, talking about sex and all this other stuff in the music and everything like that. I think a lot, and what a lot of women was trying to say, and kind of going back to the wet ass pussy, conversation or whatever. Um, a lot of women, like you said, they was kind of mad and like, well, y'all been doing this and y'all been XYZ and blah 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 blah. And I'm just like, and I was like, I feel y'all. I mean, that is a valid point. I feel that, but also I think the counterpoint to that is why y'all listening to that? For the most part, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? It's like, okay, if you listening to outside of like party music, the Two Live Crew, the Too Short, the Ying Yang Twins, little something like that. Outside of something like that, if you is listening to like, I doubt most women would listen to Redman. I mean, no, I'm serious. I doubt most women would listen to Redman. But if you listening to Redman, why are you doing that? Like
Yeah.
as a woman, why are you doing that? You shouldn't really be listening to Redman. You can do whatever you want. I'm not trying to say you can't, but
Right.
why are you doing that? That's like me watching fucking just binge watching Sex in the City. I don't really care for that because that ain't for me. I could watch it,
Yeah.
but what am I there for? And I could just go in there and just make a whole bunch of, well, you make men look stupid all through the show. But the show not for you. So why does it matter? And it's like,
That is perfect.
we are talking about a whole bunch of nasty, ridiculous, unholy shit. But why are you here?
It's been an age-old question that I still haven't gotten the answer to because, right, I've asked that too, where women are so offended by certain type music, but the most nastiest ratchet song is your song. That's the
Oh
song
yeah.
you gonna, as soon as you hear that nasty shit, you gonna get out on the floor. Oh shit, it's my shit. I'm about to shake my
Right.
ass till I can't anymore.
Oh
Off this
yeah.
the nastiest motherfucking song is always your shit.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that? But then you complain. It's yeah.
Right.
I'll stop right there. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, we have to come up with a whole nother show for that shit.
Right.
But yeah, that's all I would put out there on that is just like, yes, they are saying this shit, so that shouldn't stop y'all from doing y'all shit. But like I said, once again, you can say whatever you want to say.
Right.
Probably not gonna listen to Megan Thee Stallion's album.
Right.
Just because, not because I don't think she's a good rapper or anything like that, but her music might not appeal to me like that.
Yeah. Exactly.
But some of the stuff I have heard, I think she can rap. I think she got, some nice records. Like I like the body shit and all that. But it's like, I'm not doing a whole album of that.
No.
I'm just not gonna do it.
Right. It's
You
not for you.
know,
Like you said, it's not for you.
and just like if you a soft, sweet, feminine, bubbly, innocent woman, why the hell you want to bump It's Dark and Hell is Hot from intro to the end? Why you
Right.
want to do that?
Yeah. It's
You
some
can
dark
do
shit.
that, but why you want to do that?
Right.
So and that would be my retort to the, well, y'all do it in y'all music. That was music that was not made for y'all though.
And once again, everybody watching, everybody listening, you are tuned in to Quest Convo with Dev Devious and Drew SoulQuest. We are talking about the most controversial rap songs of all time. So that's covering present and past. So we can get into it. Dev then, drop some of his. I'm about to get in a couple of mine. Right off the top, first on the list, definitely NWA, Fuck the Police. That's kind of self-explanatory. You could imagine at this time where that song, I want to say it came out maybe 90. So you looking at damn near shit, what, 30 years ago at this point. So you could imagine some super black hood gangster appearing as black men coming out with a song talking about fuck the police. You could
It was
imagine 30
bad.
years ago what it did.
It was
Oh
bad.
my God. We're
It
gonna
was bad.
ban rap.
Oh yeah.
This is the worst song ever. We're going to ban NWA. You can't perform when you go to do this particular show. Don't you dare perform that song. You need,
FBI was sending letters.
man, crazy. I ain't even, that's one of those. I ain't even got to go into it too much. That's one of those notorious songs. Like motherfuckers know about that from my generation to every generation on down. Everybody know fuck the police. They was playing that shit when they was out there rioting and all that shit. I remember seeing some footage from the riots a couple years ago. They was playing that shit. It's a classic song. So, but man, so it ruffles some feathers. um, so another one I'm gonna go into keep it on the West Coast, keep it in NWA. I'm gonna go with my boy Ice Cube. Ice Cube, I wanna kill Sam. Now, the difference is with this song obviously was not like what can I say? It wasn't known like that. It wasn't a huge hit. But when he say he want to kill Sam, he's not talking about son of Sam. As we know, Uncle Sam. We know what Uncle Sam is. Uncle Sam represents the government, represents white people to a certain extent as well. So that's the Sam that Cube was talking about. And all through this song, yeah, he's letting you know, yes, I want to kill Sam because he's doing this to my people and I'm not happy about it. And he's been doing this to my people and all kind of just wrongdoing since the beginning of time. And he deserves to die. You couldn't even really argue with the young Cube at that time because white people were been fucking over us for a million years, and he just made the song basically saying, I'm fed the fuck up, and yeah, I want to kill Sam. So I'm skipping around a little bit. I ain't even going in order really with my list right now. Um, I like how you was naming out certain artists and just doing like their whole career. That's how I'm about to do it, but with this next artist. So representing Sacramento, California, Brother Lynch Hung. Yeah, most controversial hip hop that we're talking about is not a most controversial hip hop list without that nigga on it. His whole career, Wes
Facts.
Craven on wax, horror film on wax. That was his whole approach. He murdering niggas, eating niggas. He's doing
Yeah,
all.
he's sick.
Yeah,
He's like, and I'm not talking about like talent wise. Like I'm talking about creatively. This man has a twisted mind.
yeah.
Like so much so that I to this day I'm still not I'm unfamiliar with Lynch uh because I know who he is and I know a bit of his music, but I listened to some of it and I was like, no, I'm gonna stay over here for a little while. I might come around to it. I was young when Soul Quest first put me on to him, but now I'm a little bit older. But back then was not. That was a little too far left for me. Far left.
And I will say this though, anybody that don't know who Brother Lynch Hung is, and you want to get started on something, listen to the Loaded album. The Loaded album is a classic. To me, that's one of the first times where he still was on his murder, crazy, mass killing, eating people shit, but he mixed in the street aspect a lot more than any other project I heard kind of before that. Before that's all he was on. But on this Loaded album, he kind of mixed the two. And that shit is hard to this day. One of the hardest. That shit is so, yeah. Loaded should be one that y'all listen to. I think that was the one where he had what was the damn song? All I know is On My Briefcase with some crumble weed. I think the song one of the singles off that Loaded project was on the Master P, the I'm Bout It soundtrack. It was on that. So yeah, Brother Lynch Hung. I'm gonna go right from Brother Lynch Hung. I'm gonna go into another one whole career, even though he didn't have a super long career. The short Gangsta Nip. Gangsta Nip was down with Scarface, that whole movement. He Scarface, Ghetto Boys, Jay Prince founded that dude. Yeah, Gangsta Nip was kind of like, to a certain extent, he was kind of like the Brother Lynch of the South. I mean, keeping it real, I definitely like some of his music. It was cool. He wasn't as dope as Brother Lynch, but definitely was kind of in that same vein. Probably had more street elements in his shit than the crazy eating people shit. But yeah,
Right.
Gangsta Nip was another one. Speaking of WAP, that's not on my list, but I'm going with Kia, however you want to say it, My Neck, My Back. Now, at the time,
Yeah.
that's a good example. To me, My Neck, My Back was the WAP of its time, or WAP of its time.
I would have never knew that.
Yeah, like when it was the same, just like how WAP, oh my God, what is this? That's exactly how the same response was to My Neck, My Back. Oh, this is so raunchy. This is so nasty, blah, blah, blah. But once again, that's another one. 20, 30 years later, that shit gonna go up in the club today.
Classic.
2020, yeah, classic. 2 Live Crew song, We Want Some Pussy. That is definitely, to a certain extent, that almost might be damn near number one, just for the simple fact that not even what they saying, but the title makes it, along with what they say, because there's never been a song where it's just we just saying it. That's the motherfucking title. We Want Some Pussy. That's the title of the song.
Right.
The song was so, like, at the time I'm hearing that, I was young as hell. I definitely should have not been listening to that song. Just listening to that song for me was damn near like watching porn. It was the equivalent. I'm listening to this song like, damn, why am I feeling like this? I'm feeling all tingly and excited.
Right, like, yeah, like, what the fuck is that? Like, what the fuck is this? Like,
right.
Okay,
These motherfuckers is painting some pictures. Shit.
Right. Damn. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
They
man.
was there. They was steamrolling over their shit, boy, in the middle of the street. They was like, get this shit out of here.
Yes. I mean, they was just so blatant. Like,
they said, this is gonna corrupt our youth. What is this filth?
Yes.
And I ain't gonna lie, this shit is filth. I'm like, damn, what is like Luke's status? Like, I mean, I guess he's a legend, but it's like, I mean, is he like, I don't know. Like, to you, what do you think when you hear Luke?
I'm going to say Luke is a legend for the simple fact he was one of the first successful rappers. I'm also going to say the simple fact that he, when they was, everybody was protesting him and they had to go to court for censorship and all that shit.
Yeah.
They shit went all the way to the
Supreme Court.
They fucking won. So he's a legend, if nothing else, on that alone. You took your black ass to the Supreme Court and won over some censorship shit in the music. Right. That's saying a lot, So just on that, he a legend. But even what he accomplished and the success they had, and I guess the longevity of everything, yeah, I would say he a legend. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, for sure. Definitely this one, like I said, with rap is so much, but this song, and I ain't gonna lie, first of all, I love this song and I love this album. But it is definitely, this song is one of the most definitely like misogynistic, just super wow. Like even the way y'all saying it is so deep and dark and shit. But anyway, Ghetto Boys, This Dick Is For You. Now,
Oh,
this song was on the Ghetto Boys album. Damn, oh my mind went blank. What the fuck was that album? Uh oh, Till Death Do Us Part. That's one of my favorite Ghetto Boy albums. That's the first album they had without Willie D. That's when Willie
that's what I'm
D.
about to say. Was this before or after Willie?
Yeah, this was actually the right after Willie D left. This was the very first album that did not have him. Big Mike replaced him, but real shit, they didn't miss a beat. That album is a classic. Outside of this, that having that song on there, one of the most controversial songs. The album is hard as hell. Like the beats, everything. Definitely one of my favorite Ghetto Boys album. But just once again the way they rapping about the sex on this song is just so like rough and taking it type shit and just
You ain't got
it's
no say in it.
yeah, man. Even the hook is like in this deep ass like deep scary ass what's like the tone, the way they saying it.
Demonic.
Yeah, you got damn near. You just it's something. So that's definitely another one on my list. I couldn't leave that one off. Um, let's see. That was another one that was on your list. I had the Tupac Hit 'Em Up because he was so damn disrespectful in that song.
Right, just out of nowhere.
I mean, just disrespectful, nigga.
I'm talking about before it's even 2 seconds on the song. He already disrespectful as hell.
Right. First off, fuck the click you claim. Just
He's like, no, I fucked your bitch, fat fuck.
right. Just damn, Pac, so disrespectful. Oh my god.
Chill.
Right. Damn,
I'm not.
Pac.
Listen, I'm not doing it. No, I'm not
Right.
doing it. Me as a sound engineer, I ain't doing it.
You say you just cut it off.
Just shut the laptop. Just God.
Ooh, man.
What the hell do you think? Is this what you think of me? When you come in here, that's what you see? Just that. Crazy. I will not be a part of that. That's crazy. Me. I'm like, I will not be a part of this. You know they're gonna look at everybody involved in this. I ain't gonna be there.
Right.
You ain't gonna accuse me of fucking somebody's wife. I ain't do it. You know, niggas die over that. I don't do that. Man. I don't mess with them. So, but yeah, that's hilarious. Because I was like, that's how you gonna diss a nigga. That's how you better make it count. Do it.
Right.
Stand on what you stand on what you said. That's what it's there for.
And a couple artists, I'm not really familiar with their music, but they were some down south niggas too. Kind of, I think one of them was kind of like on Rap a Lot or whatever. But Esham and Natis, those are two. First of all, those are two different people. Now I never really could get with their stuff because their stuff was kind of like in the vein of Brother Lynch with the horror movie mass murder type shit.
Yeah, okay.
But then these niggas used to talk about the devil and shit too. And they started incorporating a lot of that in there, and that threw me off. I'm like, okay, I'm black. I can't do the devil worshiping shit. The killing, the horror movie shit, the murder, the hood shit, the hood killings, yeah.
But and who are these again?
Yeah, so Esham and then Natis which is Natis is Satan backwards. So that he's telling you right off what I'm about. And I just once again, there's some other shit. I was super motherfucking young. Even then, I was like, damn, these niggas is talking about some devil shit. Like that shit didn't register then. Like, we don't do that shit.
Right.
That's that white people shit. We don't do that. Yeah. So I never But yeah, once again, it would be both of their whole motherfucking career because y'all talking about murder and some devil shit. Yeah, especially like the Ish. I think out of the two, I think Esham was the one that was actually signed to Rap a Lot. If I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why I looked them up and I hear what you said, but they
Mhm.
say it stand for niggas ahead of time and space.
Okay, I kind of no, I kind of remember that. I do kind of remember that, but no, it's still Satan backwards too, though. Yeah,
I know, that's what I'm saying. But in spite of that,
yeah. I always felt like that was some old record company politically correct shit that they came up with to help balance out the heat they was getting from the Satan shit. I feel like right off it was it was Satan backwards. They got flack from that shit. It's like, okay, we're gonna come up with some other shit to balance this shit out. Can't have no niggas.
But it's just like niggas ahead of time and space. It's like
Right.
It's like a space epic with niggas.
Right.
and,
and it's contradictory because okay, niggas ahead of time space. Nigga, why you talking about the devil? What the fuck that got to do with it? That has nothing to do with you talking about what the fuck your name stand for.
Right, exactly. That was a nice little tidbit. I've never heard of these people before.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I would prefer to know them as niggas ahead of time and space.
You said not like there's some niggas in like 5 niggas in astronauts.
Just
astronaut suits with their hands on their hip, like motherfucker.
Yeah.
Niggas ahead of time and space.
Yes, exactly. And they trying
to
and they can't somehow get beyond child support. It's still following beyond time and space. It follow you all the way beyond there, niggas.
Shit.
But yeah, I don't want to know them as Nazis or Satan spelled backward, but niggas ahead of time and space.
Man, I wonder where all them dudes is at. Let me see. So I got 2 more, actually 3 more. These next 2, I would be surprised if you knew these too. Damn, it's a lot of Rap-A-Lot shit on here. Rap-A-Lot, y'all was some. Jay Prince always had that vision with Rap-A-Lot Records. He said he always wanted to go against the grain and be controversial.
Right.
So, he definitely achieved that because he didn't. He said he wanted an unorthodox approach. He wanted an unorthodox approach to everything that he did, business wise, and everything that he did artist wise, and he definitely achieved that. Because all the niggas on Rap-A-Lot, none of them niggas was all against the grain. Well, none of them no regular ass motherfuckers. So the Convicts, which that's the group that Big Mike comes from. Big Mike that replaced the Ghetto Boys, had a great solo career. He comes from the group The Convicts. So The Convicts definitely is on the list, one of the most controversial rap songs of all time. I'm not even going to go into it too much because it's another one of those self-explanatory songs in the title. The Convicts, Whoop Her Ass. That was the name of the song, Whoop Her Ass. So I don't have to go into that. That's self-explanatory. I don't want to talk about that too much. I don't want to offend nobody. Shit, but
what the hell?
And they just literally was, yeah.
We can't put this shit on YouTube. We not trying to offend nobody. Goddamn.
Right.
Like this is ridiculous. Too goddamn controversial.
Yeah. I had to go back on this one. I was like, because there's been so many, another one you may not know. Do you know who OC is?
No.
Okay, so OC, I will invite you to go back and listen to some of his stuff. He was like, how can I explain OC? First of all, let me say this. OC is straight up hip hop, straight up grimy DJ Premier hip hop. Matter of fact, DJ Premier then done a whole bunch of his beats. He's worked with all the straight hip hop guys. He was kind of like in the vein of a Nas, but not as grimy. Or no, I ain't gonna say that. OC was definitely more grimy than Nas. OC was Nas was more polished than OC. Like OC, I listen to his music. I feel like he did his music, and just they didn't even mix it or master it too good and shit. His shit was just we just gonna put out the raw copy. It just had even when he wasn't really talking about nothing hard, his shit just had that sound. It was straight that basement ass hip hop, and he just spitting or whatever. But OC was dope. But he got a song called Story. Yeah, y'all check that out. Story. I ain't even gonna. I just want y'all to hear that shit. It's a little dark. It's a little dark. My last one, most controversial hip hop songs of all time. I'm gonna go with well, we kind of mentioned that earlier. The Omen with DMX and Marilyn Manson.
Oh yeah.
That's
Oh
what
yeah.
that's the song the line comes from.
Yeah.
That was, at least to my knowledge, that was the first time where a rapper had gotten with that kind of rock star, because Marilyn Manson wasn't Korn and Lip Bizkit and
Right.
Aerosmith type motherfuckers. He was like some old grimy death metal hardcore.
Space Demon.
Yeah, he was on some different shit. So that was the first time that a rapper combined with that kind of artist. And I remember like before that album even came out, they was talking about that. And once again, I was young then too. I'm thinking like, how the fuck is they gonna make a song together? They two completely different
people. Yeah.
But I heard the song and it was dark, a little scary, but that shit worked. I mean, it
did.
works.
No, it do. It definitely do.
Yeah.
I think the only thing, because I could definitely I can definitely see where you're coming from. And by the way, that's a part of a 3-song trilogy that started off on Darkest Hell's High with Damien, then it went to the second, Fresh as My Flesh with The Omen, then it ended on the Great Depression with Damien 3, which all three was a good trilogy, song art. But like I said, going to the second one, I think it was the context of the song or the concept, I should say, is like, he didn't really technically say it. I guess, he wrote it so that the devil said it to him, that like suggested it to him. So
yeah,
that's kind of like his saving grace.
Mm.
And I only would know that because I fuck with that whole story of songs together so much, because I actually broke them all down and listened to them, and actually was listening to them, because DMX is one of my favorites. Then I listened to a lot of his shit. Rest in peace to him. But yeah, that kind of is his only really saving grace, where if you could press him on like, well, why did you say that? He's like, well, listen, niggas. The devil was trying to tempt me to do that. I ain't do that. See, the devil said, I wrote the devil to say that. I didn't say that. That's all that. So, he can get that off, possibly. But, people probably ain't going to people more than likely ain't going to let you have that. But it is what it is.
Right. But that's, no, once again, that's a good perspective. Because, right, I remember that. He was like going back and forth on that song, 2 different voices and every damn thing.
Mm-hmm.
It was like telling a story and going through everyday struggle that shit all of us have went through sometime, good and evil. Shit,
right.
It was real shit.
And just dealing with the horrors of selling your soul. So that definitely was, something that, stuck out to me. But definitely, the whole America, because when I saw that, like you said, I was like, when I was looking through, I'm like, what songs is on Marilyn Manson,
Right.
DMX,
Right.
Bark DMX.
Yeah, but
I was, and then like you said, it worked. So it definitely
yeah,
came through.
they
They
went hard
definitely
with
did
this
the
shit.
damn thing.
So y'all have been watching Quest Convo, where we talk the culture because we are the culture. Don't you fucking forget it. We eat, breathe, and live for the hip hop culture. Yeah, like I said, we just been talking that shit, man. Talking about the most controversial hip hop songs of all time. Hey, we everybody that support us, watch us, listen to us. We love y'all. I mean that shit from the bottom of my heart. Dev feel the same way. If y'all fuck with us, we fuck with you. Like I said, all the YouTube subscribers, make sure y'all continue to listen, watch, check us out. If you on YouTube watching us right now, make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can get notified. Let y'all know when we getting all the new shows and new content out. Shit about to start rolling. Hey, if you listen to us with your ears on the podcast with the audio, we love y'all, appreciate you. We're going to be dropping more and more on all podcast streaming networks. Also, the Patreon, definitely got love for y'all on the Patreon. We getting that. Y'all the only ones that see and hear the shit that the other motherfuckers don't hear. We really appreciate y'all because y'all paying for the content. And y'all really keeping these lights on over here. So we appreciate y'all. Everybody that fucks with Quest Convo, Drew SoulQuest Dev Devious, representing that Culture 73 network. Hey, we got mad love for you. Hey, y'all stay tuned. We got way more content on the way. We're going to be giving it to you. Peace.
Peace.